Good morning, everybody. This is Barb from Barb's Ink Pad. Let me turn this around here a second. You don't want to see that. There we go. Barb's Ink Pad. It's Friday. It's 10 o'clock. And yeah, we're here. I tried to mash up a little bit of things today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a product that's retiring. Well, a couple of products that are retiring. And I'm going to use some new product. And the new product that I'm using, I'm pretty much just going with some new in color stuff, paper and ink, and some of that gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon that I showed you the other day. So let me show you what I'm going to use. Let's turn this back around here. What I'm going to use is the stamp set I'm using is In Bloom. Now, In Bloom, I don't know that I'm going to get rid of this right now because what I like about the In Bloom, I like the wording on here and stuff. It's really kind of cool. And just a little hint, things that are retiring. Right now, it seems like a lot of the things that are on not back order, but a lot of things that are low inventory or a lot of the French stamp sets. So if you're into the French stamp sets, let me tell you something. One time I put the wrong number down and I did get a French stamp set. So watch when you're ordering stuff too. So, but a lot of the French stamp sets are low inventory. And this is what I really like about the stamp set. Is the die, the bundle, is the In Bloom, because if you can see, these are not only, you don't only cut them, but they're embossed too, and they're really the coolest one. Look, there's a little ribbon, and here's a label. I didn't even use that, and a stem. I used it on one of the things, but there's quite a number of things in here, and these make some really cool looking flowers. They really do. So I'm using these two. And also the other product that I'm using is the hammered. Hey Kay, how are you? Is the hammered embossing folder, and that's also retiring. And I'm also using, for this, I'm using the Tasteful Labels, and this is retiring. So you may want to check it out. I like this because there's a variety. Hi, Pam. How are you? Thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate that. Yeah, and this is the Tasteful Labels. There's a variety of labels there for like a little bit of everything. So I just wanted to show those off today. And pretty much everything I've already cut up, only because I could earlier, so I don't need that. But watch, I'll probably decide that I need to do something with that. What I used for this, and this is the card that I'm going to make, and this is another product that I'm using. It's these blue, I think that's what they're called. They're blue rhinestones, and you have some darker ones and some lighter ones. Those are cool. I know the In Bloom is one of my favorites too. What I really like the most is the flowers, the die cuts. And this is the card we're going to use. And what colors I'm using with this are the new Starry Night and Parakeet. And thank you. And I love the new In Colors ribbon, which is really cool. So I'm going to make that. Like I said, it was just easier for me just to kind of cut them out. Oh, I did forget to cut something out. So we can still do that too, because I forgot to cut these other leaves out in the back. So why don't we do that now before I get everything all set up, because I did cut out a couple of these. This is what you get for looking at the card and then not looking at the card. And it's this little bunch of leaves that I'm going to use. And let me cut this out. I could do this with the mini, but my mini's on the other side of the room. So we won't do that with the mini. All right, let's just stick this in here and let me cut this out. Does anybody have any plans for the weekend? I have some big plans for the weekend. We leave Sunday on a cruise with our kids, so I won't be here next Friday. Because I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, trying to get the internet access at times can be sketchy at best. Oh, come on. One thing I want to get for my big shot is, and I've been meaning to do this for months, is get like a little silicone pad for the back of it. Why is that so hard this time? Okie doke. There's this. I'm going to cut out 2 of them. So it can be sketchy at best. So, oh, I see why that was hard to go through. There's something stuck in there. There's a piece of paper stuck in here, and I can't get it out. I may have to go get my mini until I can get, let me try to pull it out. There's like a couple of pieces of paper stuck in here. This looks like something I'm going to have to get my hubby to kind of get it out. He has more patience than I do. So, we're going to do it with 1 leaf bundle. So, and here he comes down the steps. I have something I need you to do for me. Yeah, I'm on. I need you to, I got something stuck in there. So anyway, let's get back to this card. So he's going to do work on my thing that's there. So this is the Starry Night, which is really nice. It's really a nice dark blue. And that's okay. It's a nice dark blue. And then I layered it with the Parakeet Party. And I embossed that with the embossing folder, the hammered. So I don't know how I got that piece of thing stuck in there. It's probably when I picked up the one paper over there. But he has way more patience than I do. It's like getting something jammed in your printer, getting the paper jam. Oh, love the paper jam, right? And I'm just going to put this on the side for now. And I'll put this. This is for the inside. And here's a piece of the Starry Night. And again, I just layered this with a piece of basic white that I embossed also in the hammered. I kind of like that. I use it occasionally. It's good. It not only looks like, it looks hammered, like it looks really good with the metallic papers. But it also looks like you got a little rocky road. Not the ice cream, a rocky road. Put that over here. And then here's some of the things that I cut out. There's this and this. And I just used some glue dots to put these together. He's probably sitting there thinking, why did you have to get me to do this now? But I really like these flowers. They just really do something. And, like I found too, you can kind of mix and match these little pieces and figure out which ones kind of go where. And figure it out. I had more flowers cut out, but then I was like, no, just use a little glue dot in the middle. Put those on. Then I use the bigger piece, and then I always try to save my I think he might be taking it. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. He solved it. He got it. Like I said, I'd be still fighting with it, and I probably would have done something else with it. Like throw it away. I used to... Ugh. And put that on. I kind of like to get these together first before I do anything else. Yeah, like I said, I had a bunch of... I'm going to do one. Maybe I will. Let me... Since he got that together for me so well, I'm going to just sit over here and let me just go ahead and cut out another one. I tend to, sometimes when I do flowers, I don't know how you guys are, but when I do flowers sometimes, what happens is that, oh yeah, look at how nice it goes through when you don't have paper. And it was a bunch of paper. And it was some of that cool new blue metallic paper too, from the Waves of Inspiration. And I tell you, last Friday is when I got to order my all my new goodies. And I overnighted it, and they overnighted it so fast that I didn't get it until Monday. I know they say that it's not guaranteed, but when you pay for overnight, you would think that you would get it. That may be the last time until they guarantee that I'm going to get it overnight, because I think it was like really weird, and I never heard back from them. I wrote to DS, Demonstrator Services. And I was like, I don't know whose fault this was, because it wasn't like, oh, whoops, we had too many things. I can handle that. Then don't charge me. You know, that wasn't even a next day. That wasn't even a 2-day delivery. That was a 3-day, and it was coming close to almost my regular delivery, which is a week. So anyway, does overnight include weekends? Yes. It does, because it's UPS, and UPS delivers all weekend long. So, and, you know, Saturdays they do it, you know, but it said on there from UPS when I got the thing, and it said, oh, mechanical failure. Mechanical failure? What's a mechanical failure? I don't know. So, and then I just kind of put this up. So, whatever, I got my stuff. And I was happy with it. But then actually it kind of worked out better for me, because I really didn't have a chance to. Then these I just kind of laid down. I didn't worry about putting them in, popping these up, because I was popping the whole thing up. Because then it worked out, because then if it would have come Friday, I probably wouldn't have had too much time to play around with it. And on Saturday, I didn't have much time. And my kids and my hubby surprised me with a birthday party on Saturday with some friends. I hit a milestone. Ooh. It's kind of scary, too. The milestone was 70. Whoa. And then here, I'm just using some of this. So it was fun. So I really I wouldn't have had too much time to play around with it. And then on Sunday, my mom's, kind of split some time between my house. My sister's house is her actual residence. But she kind of splits time between here and there. And then she spends some time with my sister-in-law. And so Sunday we ended up taking my mom back to my sister's. And so we ended up spending a good bit of the afternoon there. So I really wouldn't have had much time, and drinking wine and stuff, so I wouldn't have had much time. Thank you very much. Yeah, so it was a fun birthday. It was one of the fun things about it is that because of COVID, we haven't had much of a chance to get together. It's like either me seeing my sister's kids when I go over there and seeing her grandkids. She babysits them. And so just trying to get together, because I know my one niece, her husband was really freaky about all the COVID stuff, but he's relaxed about that now. And unfortunately, he had other plans, and he paid a good penny for the plans that he had. And then here I'm going to use You Mean So Much. So he couldn't make it, but we had my niece and my nephew, which were my sister's two kids. My my sister-in-law came from, she lives on she lives up around Delaware. She came and her daughter came, and her daughter's kids. And so it was the first time it's the first time in like over 2 years we've had all of, all of us together. So it worked out really well. The only, it would have been even more complete if my, brother's two children were able to come, but they live in another state. So they live in 2 other states, Eugene, Oregon, and here's the Starry Night. And I'm really liking this color, but I'm going to tell you that this color combination is just like really fun. It's always been one of my favorites, because even with when we had the lemon lime twist. And the lemon lime twist was always kind of cool. You could mix that with the Night of Navy, and that was one of my favorite combos. You could also mix the Parakeet Party with the Pacific Point. That would be a nice combo, but I really, really like this. So now with this, yep, I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to show you another card that I did. Lift this up. Another card with dimensionals. Some of the combinations really work out well, because one of the other cards that I did, there was the first card that I did with mashing up old retiring product and new product. What I did was I used the new Sweet Sorbet and Pale Papaya. That's a nice combination too. Okay, now I've got this, and then I'm going to pop this up. Gotta love my dimensionals. And I can put this right here. And here's this gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon. And what if you notice this about the ribbon, you can kind of open it up. It's so soft. It's just really nice, and it's really thin. And my fat fingers, and then my one nail here, it just kind of went away. So I kind of locked off. I'm cut off an awful lot. I can use some of this for something else later. But see, that's what I liked to do with this. I just kind of got it and just kind of pull it apart a little bit. It's always fun when you can do some different things with some of the ribbons. But I love these metallic-y, they just are so pretty. And then just kind of do that with this. See, because it's my stupid nail kind of came off. Not that, they're all my nails, but it kind of broke off a little bit. I'm getting them done again. Tomorrow's to be all ready for our cruise. We leave, and the good thing is that we leave right out of Baltimore, which is, the port is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes from our house, about 30 minutes. So it'll be fun. I'm so excited. And like I said, it'll be my daughter, my son-in-law, and my grandson. my hubby, of course, and another couple of friends. And it's the teacher ones. It's spring break for them. And it was surprising because it was my grandson who wanted to go. He's the one who picked the cruise over Disney World. I'd have gone to Disney World. And I just put a little glue dot on there and glue this up here. And then you can play around with it if it's a little bit too long, or pull this up a little bit more. But these make just like really pretty little bows there. Really, really cool. And then on the inside, what I did is I just took, now look at how pretty those colors look together. I really, really like them. So here's the parakeet party. And I'm going to use, which flower did I use? I can change it up. I can put and do it anything that I want. I'm going to use this flower. Let me use this. We'll change it up a little bit. I like this. It almost, I am a fan of like neon-y kind of colors. Hey Nancy, how are you? I'm a fan of the neon kind of colors. And so that's what, when you stamp this out with this, that's what this reminds me of. One of the neon kind of colors. And I'm going to put this little flower on the inside and use the Starry Night. And there we go. And this stamps up really nice with the solid colors, and the color on this is just really, really pretty. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna have to, I like the, I really wish I had and saved, you know, sometimes you kind of wish you saved some of the colors, you know, like a piece of the paper just to compare them with, because I was always a fan of the Tempting Turquoise, and the Tahitian Tide reminds me of that. Ah, did you compare them? Lemon Twist? Yeah, lemon lime twist, whatever it was. It was one of my favorites. It was probably in a package that I gave you for you guys. Or your lady, you know, but okay. And that is the mash. That's my little mashup. Using some retired along with this, but I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of this for a while, because like I said, I really, this is what makes me a fan. The die cuts on this, and I like the thing on that. And here is the other card that I made, and this is the mix of the pale papaya and sweet sorbet. Is that a nice combo? It's really, really pretty. This is the new In Colors. Thank you. Thanks, Kay. This is the new In Colors, you know, like pack of paper, the 6x6. And, but I really, really like that. And then this is the label that's in there. And then these are the champagne. The champagne rhinestones are still going to be around. But I really like that. And then there's the little thing that I did on the inside, the little flowers on the inside. But this is a cool color combination. And pale papaya is going to be around. I love pale papaya. Pale papaya goes with so much. You can get it with this, and one of my favorite combinations with pale papaya is when you do it with the gray, with one of the grays, either the basic gray or the, you know, the smoky slate or the gray granite. It works out really well with grays. But I put this together and I thought, ooh, I kind of like those two together. That worked out really well. So one good thing about with a lot of the colors, you can really get them to match up all along the way. So, oh, wait a minute. And here I have the blue rhinestones. So I'm going to take when I'm using the darker shade of blue, put this up in here, and I'll use a little, I use a big one on that one too, and put that there to get, you always need a little bit of bling in your, on your card. And yeah, okay, because like I said, I really like this set. I really do. So if you don't have it and you're thinking of it, go ahead and get it. It's really worth it, you know, because like I said, I can use, you know, use it for a whole lot of stuff. Woohoo! Pretty, pretty. I really like it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and everybody have a great weekend. And like I said, I will be having a wonderful weekend come Sunday. Hope the weather kind of stays okay. Yesterday was a perfectly awful day. Rained and it was chilly, and it's doing whatever it's gonna do. And today the sun's out now. And so enjoy the weekend, and I will see you in 2 weeks. And have a good time. Bye-bye. Thanks, Nancy.